It's time again for another installment of The Basics, and on this episode I'm going to talk to you more in depth about an expansion from the Star Trek CCG called The Borg. And if you've just seen the previous episode I've done, you've witnessed me opening 5 booster packages of The Borg, and I'll have more on that as well, so stay tuned. Now, the Borg was yet another expansion in a long line of expansion sets for the Star Trek CCG. It came out well after the Voyager expansion, but it gave us new dynamics and entryways into different gameplay when it came to the Delta Quadrant. The biggest being it introduced the Hirogen as a playable affiliation. I absolutely love the Hirogen, both on the TV show and the fact that it was put into the game. It added a lot more gameplay options, and I'm still in the process of building a Hirogen deck, which is why I had to order these expansion packs in the first place. It also gave us new cards for the Borg, ships, personnel, drones, a lot of new options to enhance already devastating Borg affiliation, which was great. It gave us a lot of new cards to play with, of objectives, incidents, dilemmas, and a lot of Delta Quadrant and even some Alpha Quadrant personnel for other affiliations. The big problems with the Borg as an expansion, though, is we never got enough equipment, especially for Hirogen. There was never enough equipment to go on, and this was something that drove me crazy. A lot of missions were repeated, even though we did finally get some Hirogen and Delta Quadrant specific missions, which really helped Delta Quadrant decks. You did get some good Vidian and Kazon personnel, but a lot of useless. And one of the biggest problems with this expansion is the amount of doubles you got per package. And this goes hand in hand with Mirror Mirror and a couple lesser expansions. And it drove me crazy, and still does to this day, especially after opening 10 booster packages. Instead of putting useful commons or useful uncommons, you get so many damn doubles. And as I did today, two or three to a package in some case, and it really pissed me off to see an expansion that had the potential that the Borg did, and they wasted a lot of package space with doubles and not enough equipment. Add to the fact that you hardly ever got any events or interrupts in these booster packages. Oh man, that's why I never went crazy back in the day when the Borg expansion first came out, because after my first 10 packs back then, I got really angry at it, and I started going back and getting some more Voyager and other earlier expansion packs. All in all, it was a very good expansion per se, but the fact with the doubles and not enough equipment, especially when you're Decipher and you're introducing a brand new affiliation, leaves me shaking my head more often than not. Now, that being said, the Borg was a necessary expansion for the Star Trek CCG. After they got the rights to Voyager and came out with the ridiculously large-sized Voyager expansion, they had to keep going and pull in more and expand the game further, especially when it came to the Delta Quadrant. Because with the Voyager expansion, it gave us a little taste of the Delta Quadrant, but not enough. And it was only natural to put in another big race from that game, and that would be the Hirogen. So all in all, I think it was a decent idea. Could have been executed a little better, but in hindsight, what can we do? That's all for today. Have a great day, everybody.